Well, Husam Zomlot is the Palestinian Ambassador to the UK, and he joins us now. Sir, thank you so much for joining us on the programme. First of all, your reaction to this joint statement from the 25 nations and the comments you heard from David Lammy in the Commons.
Those are strong words from the Foreign Secretary at Parliament today, and strong words in the UK plus 25 international partners earlier today. But Barbara, time has really long passed strong-worded statements. As you just reported, I mean, people are literally fainting and dying. We are upon an imminent mass death in Gaza right now. So we were expecting and hoping for action by all these countries, including the United Kingdom, actually starting with the United Kingdom, given the history and given the responsibilities here. And therefore, it is absolutely clear. I mean, no one should be in loss of words or of realization of what is happening. Since the 8th of October, we have been warning the world. We know Israel's track record. We know Israel will go for its long record and history of simply targeting the Palestinian people and doing what it has been doing over all these decades, which is a campaign of erasure, of displacement and replacement, of devaluing Palestinian lives to this extent. But we have gotten to a situation whereby now the question is not about Israel. Israel is at it. Israel wants to erase the Palestinian people, annihilate, exterminate, and that's why they're going into Deir al-Balah, by the way. The last remaining community, the last remaining city with some aid structures, with some hospitals, with some water aquifers. And why would they do that, the last remaining? Because they want to finish off the entire Gaza Strip. The issue is not...
If I could just jump in there. I mean, you mentioned that, it takes more than words, even though there are very strong words in the statement by David Lammy. He also did mention that they've suspended negotiations with the Israeli government on a new free trade agreement. So some action there. What action do you think needs to be taken now to try to coerce and convince Israel to change its tactics?
Number one, what you've just shown now, that these weapons are being used to kill children, to kill aid seekers. There must be an immediate, comprehensive, full arms embargo. This is a legal obligation upon the UK and the rest of the international community. There should not be a conversation, at least since January last year, when the International Court of Justice said that the crime of genocide is plausible and Israel has been placed officially on trial for the crime of genocide. Second, sanctions. We need real sanctions, meaningful sanctions that will make the Israeli government and Benjamin Netanyahu listen, not selective sanctions on a couple of ministers. Once you sanction a government that is accused of genocide, that is committing all these crimes and crimes against humanity, they will start listening. And you know what kind of sanctions I'm talking about. The sanctions that the UK and the rest of the West imposed on Russia because of the invasion. But always Israel is the exception. It's above every rule. Number three, it is not the talks about free trade that should be suspended. It is trade altogether that should be suspended, particularly with the illegal colonial settlements and illegal according to the UK law and the international law.
It is. I mean, the settlements and the expansion of what David Lammy terms illegal Israeli settlements is also mentioned in his statement. Let me just bring to you the reaction from the Israeli government to this statement from 25 countries. They said that calling for an end to war is, I'm quoting, disconnected from reality, and the Israeli government rejects it. And they say that Hamas is the sole party responsible for the continuation of the war. I mean, Israel doesn't seem to be taking this document seriously. When you talk about the rest of the international community, we're really talking about the United States. Do you see anything ever budging unless the United States changes its stance towards Israel?
Then why, Barbara, do we have the so-called international order if it's only one country in that order? No. Every single country on this earth is responsible and has an obligation to act to prevent genocide. That's the whole idea after the horrors of the Second World War. That's why the entire humanity signed on the Prevention of Genocide Act. And the first thing one would expect is that the international community would immediately send international peacekeeping forces to protect civilians, to protect children. Having failed to do so, at least take substantial, real, concrete actions. So you do not provide the very tools that Israel is using in killing all these innocent people. So let me be very straightforward. This isn't about Israel. Israel is an occupying power. Israel has committed crimes all of its history. Israel was built on the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people. 2/3 in 1948 were forced out of our own, homes, including my own parents. We are now discussing the international community, the very essence of who we are, our values, our rules, our regulations, our conventions, our beliefs. And I tell you, this is going to be far, far more serious than just Gaza and Palestine. This will reach every single corner of the world. The question is, who is next if we don't enforce it? So yes, strong words are not enough at this point in time. It is not enough. And our children and your children, Barbara, will be studying this in the history books. And I assure you, every single child will be asking, where were you when this was happening? And I don't feel, I don't believe, I don't sense that the world is up for the task that we all committed some 70 years ago, never again. It seems the never again is not for all. The never again was meant to be only for the few.
Husam Zomlot, Palestinian Ambassador to the UK. So we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us.